next time you're alone and you start having mental traffic and you have self-doubt that tries to creep in, I need you to go back over your own history and about the things that you've already conquered. I need you to have a mindset that is focused on the fact that you are an overcomer, you are a winner, you are a goal-chasing person that can do anything but fail. And the only way that you can fail is if you stop believing.
We all think about quitting when it's hard. It's hard to process information during pain because that pain takes over and you can't think rationally. You're thinking about fight or flight, save yourself. That's not a rational thought. It's not a thought that's gonna get you through hard times. Most people fail that 1 second. In that 1 second, I start thinking logically. I calm my brain down because your brain just wants to get the fuck out. It's about gaining control of your mind, putting things back in the proper perspective, and then saying, I really do want to be here. And I'm gonna have a bunch of these 1 seconds, and I have to learn to control these, because if I fail one of these 1 seconds, I will not be a SEAL, I will not be a doctor, I will not be a lawyer, I will not be whatever the fuck it is. It's all about your mind takes control of you. You have to say, fuck you, I run this mother.
Whatever these things are that you're trying to do, there are going to be wave after wave after wave after wave of inconvenient shit that hits you in the motherfucking face, all right? That doesn't matter. People who win regardless of those waves. It's not that they don't have those waves, it's that they say, hey, I can't control what's going on. All I control is what I decide in my mind and the actions I take. Some days are gonna be harder than others. Some days are gonna be a little easier than others. But I can promise you one thing for sure. There will never, ever, ever be a day that goes exactly as you want it to go. It doesn't exist. If you're going to wait around for perfect circumstances, how can you ever accomplish anything?
Nobody can beat you at being you. Do you hear me? You ain't meant to do what they do, right? You ain't meant to do what they do. And what's meant for them ain't meant for you. So do you and let them do them. Because the day you start trying to be them and not you is the day that you lose everything that's meant for you. Why do them when you him? Why do them when you hurt?
If you tell yourself the truth, the real truth, the absolute, categorical, unconditional, unabated, unmerciful truth, if you do that, you will find discipline. The truth will set you free.
It's like it isn't obvious at all that we want happiness. It isn't even obvious that we want absence of misery. What's really obvious is that we want an adventure, right? We want an adventure that's so compelling that it makes the misery of life not just justifiable, but worthwhile. You want to look back on your life, and you know this to be true. You want to be able to say to yourself, even considering a month or a week or a series of days, you want to be able to say, that was really difficult, but you know what? It was worth it. And I think that's what you want from your life. It's something like, you know what? That was difficult, but it was worth it. And that meant that the adventure was so great that it justified the difficulties.
But not going to be held back by the volume of what's in front of you, but you got to turn up the volume of the voice that God gave you internally that says, I can do all things. I don't care what it is, I don't care what it looks like, you can do all things. As long as you can believe that God has not given up on you and you haven't given up on God, that's you and God against the world, and in that majority, you win. every single time, every single day, every single way, but you cannot give up. You cannot throw in the towel.
And we think that somehow we should just be able to turn on that eagerness and turn on that passion. But we can't. Because you just can't turn on passion. You can't just turn on the desire to execute a task. And when you need motivation yourself, don't look for someone to scream and yell. Don't look for someone else to give you motivation. Look at yourself.
If you could be in control of your decisions and your actions 100% of the time, what could you not accomplish? And how could you be held back? Success and winning is not convenient. Success and winning is not comfortable. Success and winning in life is going to be a daily task for you.
Those of you that are achieving, one of the reasons the achievement is slowed down is you've allowed yourself to feel less desperate. When you were broke and starting your business, or when you were brand new in your relationship and you were desperate to get her to love you, or desperate to get him to love you, you took massive big action. So when you remove desperation, all this bullshit creeps into your life where you think you have to have the perfect plan and look the perfect way and have the perfect thoughts and be all zen and perfect. What you need is to be desperate. What you need is to get after it.
Your dream and your gifts have so much meaning and so much value for you till your hunger for them will begin to push you past the fear. Your hunger to have them will give you a special drive.
The tears you'll cry are not because of pain, but because of joy and belief that your work was not in vain, that your hardship was not to break you, but to educate you. And the school of hard knocks that gave you this education is something you can teach others a lesson with, but you cannot give up.